Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. In this video, we're going to try and find the lowest common multiple and the highest common factor. Okay, I'm going to give you two numbers here. This one and this one. So, what is the highest common factor of 105,70? What is that? And also, I want to know the lowest common multiple of 105, 70. Okay, so work out this and this here. Okay, so remember, in order to do that, try to break this number up as product of primes. Try to break this number up as a product of primes, and then from that you can start to analyze the blocks and try and find out the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple. So the first step is try to break up these numbers as product of primes. Okay, so press pause press pause and have a go. Okay, so let's try and break this up as a product of primes. So hang on, let's think. 105. So we know. Let's try 5 because it should be able to divide by 5. So hang on. 105 divided by 5. So this would be a 2 here. This would be 1. So it would be 21. Okay, so you can think of 105 as 5 divided by 5 times 21, and then break the 21 up as 3 times 7. So 105 can be written as a product of these primes. Okay, 70. Break up the 70 as a 10 times a 7. And then the 10 break it up as a 2 and a 5. So these are your primes here. Okay, so hang on. So let's visualize 105. Visualize this number here as a try and keep it in order. 3 times a 5 times a 7. Okay. Now let's try and visualize a 70 as a 2 times a 5 times a 7. Okay. Now from this, we should be able to work out the highest. The highest common factor of 105 and 70. Well, common factor means factor. Common means between that's in common with two numbers here, and factor factor these two are in common here, and you could say 5 is a factor of both 105 and 70. You could say 7 is also a factor of these two numbers, but if you combine the two, it will give you 35. So 35 is actually the highest factor that's in common with both of them. Okay, so the highest common factor of these two is 35. Now, if you want to know the lowest common multiple, well, the lowest common multiple of this and this, the lowest common multiple. Okay, when it comes to the lowest common multiple, try and remember what are the minimum number of blocks that you need in order to build both this number and this number here. So let's look at the lowest prime. The lowest prime is 2. Now that means you need a 2 in your 2 box in order to build this number here. Okay, and then what else do you need? You need a 3 as well, because remember, in order to build 105, you need a 3, but you don't need a 2, but you need a 3. Well, anyway, you also need a 5 here. Okay, so you need this, and you need a 7. So basically, with these 4 blocks here, I'm able to build 105, because if I have these four blocks in my 2 box, if I want to build 105, I would use this one, this one, and this one. Just multiply them together. If I have these 4 blocks in my toolbox, hang on, sorry. I can build 70 by using this block, and this block. I don't need the 3, but well, anyway, the lowest common multiple would be all these multiplied together. So hang on, calculator. So clear it. So it would be 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. That would give us the lowest common multiple. So that would be 210. So if you get 210 and divided by this, it will give you a whole number. If you get 210 and divided by 70, it will give you a whole number. Okay. So anyway, remember to break. In order to find highest common factor and the lowest common multiple, try to break up the numbers as product of primes. That's why it's so useful trying to. Well, anyway, here's the next question. This one here. Find the highest common factor, the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of these two numbers here. Okay. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so let's try and break this up as let's say 10 times 11. Well, 11 here is a prime, so we know that this is a prime. Okay. Well, 10's not a prime. We can break 10 up as a 2 and a 5. So these are your primes. Okay. So with 78, I'm going to try 2 because this is an even number. So I'm going to visualize the 78 as 2, and then this will be 39. Okay. 39. And then 39. Let's try and 39 you can divide out by 3. Just divide it by 3. So basically, you just guess. You could guess you could try and divide 39 by 2, but 39 is an odd number, and my next guess is 3. Because I know that if I visualize it like this, this here would be 1, while this here would divide by 3, this here would be able to divide by 3. So it's basically 13. So visualize the 39 as 3 times 13. Okay, and I think 13 is a prime here. So this would be a prime. This is a prime. This is a prime. So now jump to this. Hang on. So visualize 110 as a 2 times a 5 times 11. Okay. Now visualize 78. 78. Visualize that as a 2 times a 3 times a 13. 13. So now, if you want to know the highest common factor of 1 1 blah 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 here equals, well, the highest common factor. Let's see. This is a factor. 2 is a factor. That's about it, isn't it? 3. The only thing that's in common is the 2. So the highest common factor here is actually 2, because you can't combine it with anything else. So 2 divides well, if you get this and divide by 2, it will give you a whole number. If you get this divided by 2, it will also give you a whole number. There's no other number, so 2 would be your highest common factor. Okay, and if you want to know the lowest common multiple of 1 1 0, this here, well think of it. What blocks do I need in order to build this number and this number here? Well, let's look at the first one. You're going to need a 2. So the first one will be a 2. The next prime was 3 here. So I need a 3 in order to build this number. I need the next one will be a 5. Okay, so I need a 5. Well, I need an 11 here. 11, and the last one would be 13. So look, if you have all these blocks in your toolbox here, in order to build 1 1 10, use this block, use this block, and use this block. And if you want to build 78, you would use this block, you would use this block, and you would use this block here. Okay, so you could have more blocks, but you want the lowest number, well, the lowest blocks. You could put inside your toolbox a 17 as well if you want to, or another block of 2. But these won't be used. This is the minimum needed. Okay, so well, the lowest common multiple would be all these multiplied with each other. So calculator, clear. So it would be the lowest common multiple would be 2 times 3 times 5 times 11 times 13 equals this. So it will be 4290. So this will be your lowest common multiple. Okay, so if you get this number and divided by this, it will give you a whole number. If you get this number divided by this, it will also give you a whole number. Okay.